So this week we have 3 tiers of options, which I was talking about earlier. One is going to be to revisit a project that you've done in the past at Wamsutta, and it could be anything from, studying composition in our portfolios to if you were in 8th grade and you were really enjoying the eraser drawing of someone you admire, you can try that at home too. You just need a pencil and an eraser. So anything you've done in the past that you maybe found challenging, or you thought, if I did that again, I'd do it differently, you can do that as one of your options, sort of a looking back. Then the looking around, you actually have 2 options on that one too. The first one is to create some artwork that expresses sort of how you feel about the current situation in the world, how the pandemic is affecting people, yourself. It could be a more personal thing, it could be a more global thing. Often artists will take inspiration from current events and use them as an opportunity to express how they're feeling about current circumstances, sometimes raise awareness, other times just to have that mode of communication and reaching out to others and sharing how they're feeling. As you remember, I always say that art is not just about your feelings, but about orchestrating those feelings and constructing them in an intellectual way so that you can communicate with others. So I'm going to talk a little bit about showing you some artists who have used current events to share some of those experiences. And we'll look at some examples, but really this is a project that will be very much up to you. From sculpture to performance pieces and TikToks, drawings, anything that you have available that you're interested in. And if you're not feeling like thinking about that and you want a little bit of escape, the other looking around part of our options this week is going to be, if you have the ability to go outside, to go and look really closely at things around us. One of the nice things about having extra time is being able to take that extra time to observe and inspect and get really, really close to things. So Tavish and I are going to go around outside in our perimeter and see if we can't see some life going on as normal in the ant communities and birds.
And trains.
Trains.
Yeah, and hear horns from a faraway train.
That's true. If there's just sounds and things that you're paying attention to that you normally wouldn't.
If you hear a sound, just draw a picture of the sound. If you know what the sound is coming from, just draw the thing that the sound is coming from. And just draw my noise. I'll show you how I draw my noise. I draw my noise like...
So, Tavish draws the noise that he hears, which is kind of a a good idea.
So this is how I draw a noise.
What noise did you draw?
Well, it can be a noise of anything.
Oh.
When you draw that, it's a noise of anything. Or you could draw a thing and then draw two of those lines on the side of the thing. It tells you it's noise too.
You know, that's absolutely fine. If part of your going outside and observing is to draw what, you know, the things that are making sounds, you're welcome to do that as well. It's a good idea, Tavish. But first, let's find some little things around the yard to draw. What'd you find to draw?
I found a mega block on the porch that had a spider in it that was fast asleep.
Did you wake them up?
Nope.
You know, drawing flowers might be an obvious thing, but there's something to be said about just sitting and observing what one looks like without this sort of idea in our head of like, oh, this is a flower, but actually looking at the petal construction. Were you drawing the forsythia?
No, I was drawing this. I drew this. So I also found a toy digger in the dirt. I just drew the digger.
So you're not really limited to drawing natural objects, just kind of looking at the things around you and getting a little closer and looking at the details and really observing our surroundings.
I found 300 ants and one fly. Look it.
Are you going to draw them?
And then there was one little fly over here.
When was the last time you really, really closely inspected what a community of ants was doing? What are they up to, Tavish? What do you notice about them?
They're touching each other. And they kind of like me. See, look, this one's heading towards my coat. This one's coming. Oh, that one went through a little tunnel. Is the twig already full of ants? Well, the one with the wings, he was like touching, he was like walking past, and every ant he saw, he was attacking them and then coming to the next ant and attacking that one.
You don't think there's a purpose to what they're doing?
No. I'm just really kind of running around.
What do you notice about their bodies?
That they got 3 little dots. So 1, 2, 3.
Like 3 parts.
And then a baby worm.
Yeah, I think he's a baby worm.
I'm busy with my ants. He made an S. He might be some sort of little worm sort of thing.
And then your third option is a looking forward and making like a destination poster for a place that you wish you could go right now. Or a poster for one of the national parks that you'd like to visit. So the National Parks Poster Contest and exploring this a little bit more in depth will be some of our focus next week, which also commemorates Earth Day. So we'll be looking ahead at some of those beautiful spaces in our world and to focus on. Have fun picking whatever you'd like to do of this project. Remember, you have three options. One is looking back, doing a project that we had worked upon before. One is looking around, whereas you could make a work that had to do with how you're feeling in the current conditions of the world, or going outside and looking at things at a little bit smaller, little micro of a level, or looking forward, where you can make a destination poster for a place that you wish that you could go in the future when all of this is over. You only have to choose one of these things, and you can use any material, any medium that you'd like. Have fun, folks.